Hi everyone, welcome to part 5 of this miscarriage of justice of Farhad Said. Today I'm not gonna proceeding with the judgment or the whole cases. As I said, I will do the next post because there's something very important I forget to mention about it, and that is the conduct of the legal aid lawyer. And as you see here on my print, the advice he gave to Farhad when he told him he wanted to traverse in this player bargain because the document was not forensic investigated, and there was no handwriting of him. And we told him, you have to call legal aid lawyer to tell them what happened, because this is not right. You cannot be sentenced for 9 years and 6 months while it's a crucial document. It never exists. So he told the legal aid lawyer, and as you see here, some quotation, what he said. I've looked at it on those cases related. He called cases related. None of them they're actually same, you could say, is related, because they got nothing to do. Those cases, first of all, the defense, they never go and prosecute their own client. It's completely different, as this is the technique has been used to try to justify why Farhad is in prison for 9 years and 6 months, using the evidence of other people. This is what he called case cited. So those people who know laws, because we are illiterate when it comes to criminal laws, they can check it up how he responded. And for us, it's just a scare tactic. He told Farhad, if you traverse your decision, you might gonna get more years in prison. And you are telling this to someone who is a low self-esteem. He doesn't know his own case. If we, as a parent, we don't have any idea about a criminal law in Australia, immediately we realize there was something is not correct. So for those people who never listened to the part, Miscarriage of Justice, part 2, 3, and 4, just go and listening. All of those evidences is something you cannot miss, because everything in this case, it has been done upside down, inside out. And that's why in the file there is no Farhad criminal conduct at all. They just use someone else's. So legal aid lawyer himself, this case, reply, it was a 2020. So I want people to know we did not start today, and we are not gonna stop if our son is not gonna be released. It does not matter if we can be arrested ourselves for creating offenses, soon, even if we send in prison ourselves, we will come out and continue to fight for this injustice. Because what we read in the internet, what we hear in the news, is what we made to believe. We as an African in Australia, we have equal right, because we are the citizen of this country. So there is a constitution, there is a law for us. If our son has done crime, he can pay the time. But how come there is no crime, but he's paying the time? This is a very sad for us. So we wanted to plea again to Australian public and the parliament and our leaders, Attorney General, Governor General, or the King, to intervene and to release our son, because for us, this is just a beginning, because we start since 2020 and we're going now 2023. So the legal aid gave Farhad the advice, and he scared him, so he stopped it, and then he disappeared. He sent me an email. He already drafted for me to sign it, so to say I will support Farhad when he comes out. And I say, look, why you send me this email for me to sign it, and there is this report which is we can't read, we can't see anything. It's everything. It was rubbed as a black. You can't see nothing. It said, oh, this is not for Farhad. It was someone else. Farhad gave me a permission to to send it to you because Farhad is not going to get parole. So I say, what's the point to write a submission when you are the lawyer and you already know Farhad is not going to get parole? So we have to know what the court says about Farhad. But the thing is, when I told him I already made a complaint to Office of Legal Service Commissioner and Jurisdiction Commissioner, immediately he didn't want to talk to me anymore. He told Farhad, I don't want to talk to your uncle because he's a troublemaker. So I don't know why he called me troublemaker, just because I tried to fight for the justice of our son. And this is not correct. And then he told Farhad, if your uncle writes a submission, it will be a catastrophic. Why? We will come to this when we talk about the judgment. He said this to Farhad, if your uncle writes a submission, it will be catastrophic. Only point I could say to him, I realize this lawyer, he did not only present Farhad. There is other co-accusers, 3 of them altogether. He had control over them because he wrote a submission, including the original, the author of the document. There is nothing this to lie about it. It's all these things we already know about it. So we wanted to say that Farhad is innocent. There is no other way you can come and say, anyone can comment and say Farhad is guilty. Farhad, he never been part of everything. I've already explained to my videos before, which is I posted in a YouTube when I came public, because I've started to write it to authority, because I believe on that time, we are Australian, we are African background, we still have equal right. But so far, this is just not only for Farhad, it's for all of us with the African background. We cannot accept it to be arrested, wrongly convicted, and then just to accept it. That's not correct. Law is for each and everybody. So this legal aid lawyer, he completely shut it up. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. He didn't send me any emails, and even he did more stuff, but I don't have to go through it. I don't want to make it long. I forget to mention about him, because when he sent me that, I told him I need to see a Farhad report before I can sign any document to support Farhad. He said he will send it to me last December. The report came. When I told him I already made a complaint, he didn't want to send it to me. He called Farhad. He wrote submission on his own, but I still wrote my submission to him to tell him, listen, you have to tell the parole review. Farhad shouldn't be in prison in the first place, let alone thinking they're going to deny him parole. He said, okay, I'm going to put this on my file. Not on my file. I didn't tell you to put on the file. I want you to send it. So I sent it myself to parole review to tell them this. Farhad can come and live here back where he grew up. You know, if that is excuse, he doesn't have a place to live. Their response was, you need to get authorization from Farhad. But they know in the same time we cannot send him legal document. We sent him legal document before, they were bounced back, and he cannot send anything to us. So everything was forceful. As we are parents, like we are nothing. We've been treated like we are nothing. And this is said for Australia to treat us like this. So we just wanted to make it public to know we did not start today. We have started since 2020. But because I don't know what went wrong in this justice system in Australia, the way they treat us with the African background, it just doesn't make sense at all. We are not a troublemaker. We're not doing anything wrong. Just you're going to pick up somebody in his house, creating offense, his defense creating offense, and then they do everything different. Farhad doesn't even understand what he has been done in his case. We cannot do that. But the only one thing I wanted to say to, last week I went to see Farhad for the first time. Thank you guys. You have moved him from maximum prison to the minimum, and he was able to hold his daughter, and it took the photograph for the first time for 7 years. 7 years this child has grown up without a father, and you still block him to release him, even we know we say the truth. So this is for us. We are not gonna stop. And when we come to involve other co-accusers, because they have a big community, they will come and ask a question, because no one will gonna reply the question we're gonna ask it. And I can give you one of these questions. I will ask this question for everyone to understand. Did the legislation creating offense was used in this case? Did the legislation creating offense was used to convict these innocent people? That if the answer is yes, why telling Australian people that terrorism threat 2014 it was real? And if you said no, how did the weapon got into the group? So this is one of the questions. When we come to this, to ask this to the judge, I'm just telling you an example, because we are sick of it. You know, we are sick of it, because now we're gonna come and sit here in our home. We could come and get arrested anytime and be convicted, but that's no problem. We are an adult. We are over 50, so there's no problem. Still, when we come out, we're going to talk the same thing again, but we do not want to speak at this time about the judgment, about the judge or the court, with the exception of the Farhad defense team, because Farhad defense team, they made Australian defense lawyer, all of them, to look like they're crooks. Because why? They created offense. This is the defense. So people, they should understand that defense, there could be a cause for each and everybody to go in prison. So it's not really defense. So if you, for the defense of Farhad, we will not gonna forgive and forget that guy, because what he has done, he's the cause of all of this. He made to make look Australian, there is no justice. He made to make the defense in Australia, they are doing something, it is not acceptable. And I can give a credit to all the QC who present each and everybody in this case, because they say exactly what the case is, but the judgment, it came out absolutely different. That is another thing. We do not want to comment about it. We leave it alone, and all of this is not something we just said just through the emotion. It's something, it is in the Farhad's file. So we do not want to live in worries, like, walking on the street, you feel like anytime you could be arrested, they could come and create an offense and then be put in prison. That's not nice. So please, Attorney General, Governor General, the King, Parliament of Australia, we are 110%. Our son is innocent, and we want him to be released from the prison. We need to hear something from you guys. You're going to investigate, at least made us Africans born Australian to look like we are part of this country. And there is no kind of thing as a racism or hatred or anything like that. So please, our leader, do something, because what we want is our son to be released. That's all. He has not done anything wrong. So this is, I'm just going to end up this to say, legal aid lawyer himself, he gave Farhad the wrong advice, the same as he was given by his own defense lawyers. Why? We will come to talk it in the future. But we want Australian leaders to take it very serious in this case, because we will not gonna stop until we get justice. Unless someone put it in writing, tell us, listen, you Africans, forget for you to get justice. We are here in Australia, we have people, they will get justice, but for you guys, forget about it. And then we can shut up. But somebody has to put that on writing. Thank you very much. We will continue to talk next week. I'm going to post in my own Swahili language. Next week on my own Swahili language, native language, so they can understand this case and where we go. We don't want to do that. We didn't want to do that. We sent it so many times. We do not want to comment, but we feel like, how long we can be ignored. We have to accept it? No, because I don't believe there is some people, they can be done something like this to them and sit quiet. So behalf of the father, mother, as I'm an uncle who raised up this kid, please, our leader, take it serious in this case, because as a legal aid lawyer, if your uncle said right submission, it will be a catastrophe. So for us, let it be catastrophe, because other people, they have a bigger community than what we are. Thank you very much. Hope to see our son and soon to come out and to be released from the prisoner. Thank you.